Alright, yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Outside the Cage podcast. Yeah, we just had a wild fight week. We're coming back, making some good bets. Let's get to it. Early predictions. Yeah, so
I guess. Go ahead.
Last fight week, we did pretty. It was alright. You know, it wasn't the best, but you can't do great every week. I went. You went 5-8, correct? Or was that?
No, you went.
I went 5-8. Chad went 4-9. You know, it happens. But we're just gonna bounce back and try to make some good ones. That brings our overall record, finally, in a funny way, to 60-35 for both of us. So we're both matched on the overall record now. So hitting what? Every other fight, pretty much.
No, we're hitting almost 2 out of 3. If it was 60-30, it'd be 2
out of 3.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much 2 out of 3. So, I guess kind of going off of what you said for last week, we can kind of go over just some of the things we didn't like. I guess let's do that at the end before, that's not that important. We can start off by congratulating Amanda for coming back, Moreno for winning, because we both had Kai, had Kai, but props off to because those people are, I like both those fighters.
Kai was doing good, he just got caught, it happens. He got caught.
Yeah, that liver shot can shut you down. It's kind of crazy once you see how many body kicks those fighters take regularly, and then like that one kick will just win a title fight because it can shut you down. Pantoja definitely solidified his title shot, I'd say. The Anthony Smith injury was shitty. Another injury on the man.
Yeah, that was bad. Broke his ankle.
That's three straight weeks with major injuries on the main.
That's scary.
So that sucks. What else? Dontel Mays looked disgusting.
Yeah, that was terrible. He just needed to. All he had to do was jab that dude, and I think he would have won that fight. But
I mean, the only one we disagreed on. We disagreed on really two.
Yeah.
We disagreed on 3 the entire fight. It was Anthony Smith. He got injured.
Drew Dober, Rafael.
She got outpointed. She got outpointed. And Drew Dober, Rafael. I don't know if you want to say anything about that, but that was like our one. But since our records were so bad, that really didn't affect that.
Drew did good. He had a solid chin. I mean, Rafael, he's a first rounder bust, and as you clearly see, he gave his all the first round, potentially won it, I would say. But Drew showed his competitiveness and just bit down his mouthpiece through the shots. It happens. Good shit, Drew. I do that. You got me.
Yeah, I mean, Alvey is an exciting fighter, man. I'm excited to watch him fight again because a lot of those shots that Drew ate would knock a lot of people out.
Drew has he has a very strong chin. Very strong.
Yeah, he has a strong chin. But yeah, we have the highs and you have the lows with betting. That's how it goes. So hopefully we'll bounce back this week. You kind of just eat it on the chin and move on.
Yep.
So, all right, let's get into next week. We got Santos versus Hill. Not overly excited for this card. I think this card has the potential to have some showings just because no one's expecting a lot from it. Because usually, like you said, those cards usually turn out to be some good ones when not a lot of people are expecting something good. So hopefully there is some interesting stuff that happens, but not a lot in terms of movement in the division or contenders. I think are
not at all.
Maybe champions out of this.
So, we have the two tough
card?
fights. That's good.
Yeah, we have two tough fights, but this season is tough. Even even Bryan Battle is way better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Way better than anybody that's come off this season or last season. Tough. I think that was actually a good guy. Even Ricky that we thought
the whole
was
seat,
good,
that
was
whole,
disgusting. And it was disgusting his last fight.
But
you want to start off the card?
Yeah. Starting off, we got Mayra Bueno Silva versus Stephanie Egger. All right, so it's kind of mid-range women fight, I'd say. You got a 19 going against a 15, so it looks like Silva's trying to move up in her division to 15 at least. Edgar is a slight favorite on my book, and I honestly can see why. She has more experience. She probably has the more balanced skill set. I think her boxing is pretty okay. All she has to do is watch out for the power, I'd say, of Silva. I think Silva will definitely has the power maybe over Stephanie. Do I think Stephanie's great? No, I don't. Like I said, this is a mid-range fight. But I think Stephanie's going to give Silva a tough challenge. Potential underdog, first fight of the night. You know how those underdogs go. It's a women's fight. So it's a lot of wild cards in the fight.
I think, yeah.
But, yeah.
So what are you thinking right now for the fight?
I'm thinking Stephanie, probably by decision, I think.
All right, so this might be one we're split on. I don't know how you're going to go through the week. But I'm probably going to take a stab at Silva, because Silva, first of all, she's a Brazilian, and her submission rate that she finishes people is 63%. So she finishes most of her fights by sub at 63%. So, Stephanie is known for her ground game. I'm not sure how much of an advantage Stephanie is going to have on the ground against this girl. And on top of that, we look at Stephanie's striking as not being very good. She only lands 1.8 strikes per minute, I think, for significant. This girl lands 4. So, off of that and just me not knowing, like you said, it's kind of a mid-level women's fight, I'm probably going to take a shot at the underdog. I would look the line to flip almost to a pick 'em as the week goes on. But as of right now, I'm probably going to take a stab and maybe make a parlay with Silva just because, like you said, I don't know. Honestly, it's a coin flip for me.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's 50-50.
Could win this.
Yeah.
But when it's 50-50, I feel like you have to go with the value. And this girl does look like she finishes people on the ground, which is Stephanie Edgar's path to victory. So I like Silva here as a stab as an underdog. And like you said, first upset of the night. What is it, something ridiculous?
Yeah, it's
13
high.
and
Yeah,
something?
it's big.
13 something or 13
yeah.
2 or something like that when
Yeah.
underdogs on first fight. So
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, give me Silva's stab on that. Like I said, I just think she's gonna not be able to bully her on the ground like she is with a lot of other girls.
See, I like that, but my issue is I feel like, and I could be wrong, we'll see. I think Stephanie may be a little better on the ground as a wrestler, but and I mean we could see.
It can stop her.
And if she stays on top of Silva and just knocks her out, I don't think Silva's doing much. But I could be wrong. Like I said, it's a women's fight.
No.
50-50.
Well, it's 50-50, like
Yeah.
I said, and when it's 50-50, I feel like I have to take some value on it. So, if you're going to take it at all.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to one fight that I'm absolutely fucking staying away from is this next fight with Miranda Granger and Cory McKenna. I don't... honestly, if you're going to take anything, take Granger by decision or something like that, because this is two pillow hands fight. You know who Cory McKenna has fought in her last 2 fights?
Who?
So she lost to Elisa Reed, who is not good. And then that was the girl that beat Kay Hansen last time.
I remember.
So she went to decision. She didn't do much. She didn't damage Kay. She has control, but if Kay just would have turned her hip, she could have gotten off her back. But she decided to sit there like that the entire round. Cory McKenna, hold on, I think I just have these lines put up. One sec. Do you have the lines in front of you?
Yeah, I'll tell you, my book has it minus 227 Cory and plus 183 Granger.
That's way too high. I did think it was 225 earlier. Yeah. That's way too high for Cory McKenna. She's not worth that on your parlay. So, if any, I think the over is probably going to be heavily favorited. Yeah, it's minus 260. I would take that if anything for this.
Yeah.
But I'm staying away from this, man. If I'm gonna take Cory McKenna just for my pick and my record, but for betting, I'm probably not gonna touch it, honestly. Unless I take Granger by decision, because that's gonna be a big underdog hit.
I like that, bro. Honestly, like, yeah, this is that fight where you just sit back, kind of just don't touch it, just light one up, or get you a little drink or something, and just enjoy the show.
Yeah,
like,
get a drink.
Yeah, like, honestly, I like Granger in this, based off the fact that I don't think that Poppins is good, 1, and I don't think she's a good striker.
No.
2. Also, I just think I see the reach. Granger has a 68 inch reach, where Cory has a 58. So she has 10 inches on her in reach, if I'm not correct. That's bad. And if you remember Cory, her arms are very small. Like, she has little T-Rex arms where she just tries to go and just. I don't like Cory in this fight. Yeah. I don't think she's a minus 220. For now, I'm gonna take a stab on Granger. I'm gonna take a stab based off the fact that I hope she uses her range and uses her striking and maybe taps up Cory and beats her in the stand-up. So my issue is that Cory could easily just switch the momentum of this fight by wrestling or just staying on top of her and just ground and pounding and just, like, winning the fight in a boring way. I don't see Cory finishing her, like you said, so that over is hot. I'm going to take a stab for now, Miranda. I'm going to take a stab.
Okay. I like that. Like I said, I don't really know much.
I don't know if I'm betting it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know about the fight, so, I mean, good luck for your record. If you hit that and your record, good luck for you. But, like I said, I'm just going to take safe with being Cory. Obviously, the odds makers think Cory's a better fighter in this, but I don't know by how much.
Hey. We'll see.
All right, so
moving on. Yeah.
You want to get on the next one?
Moving on, we got Josh Quinlan versus Jason Witt. It's a good fight. Starting off, who is this? The Vanilla Gorilla versus the Maverick. Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen this guy before.
It's his debut.
Yeah, okay.
It's his debut.
He was on the Contender Series and got a no contest. Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight, honestly, because the Gorilla really isn't that good of a fighter, honestly, in my opinion. I feel like he's a little wild.
I think this is a cut fight.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a cut
Yeah,
fight.
Potentially for him, yeah. I think if Josh Quinlan comes out and looks like he's a striker.
I have Josh Quinlan in that 50 parlay.
Oh, wow, yeah. He made a $50 parlay already, people. Like, Chad is ready. Like, Chad is ready.
I'm ready for this week. I'll give away the parlay on the show. I'll give away, just lock it in.
So stay tuned. You'll see that Friday. But yeah, so let me see. We have I honestly am a little I don't like this fight for betting wise. But I'm looking at the underdog. Not the underdog. Sorry, people. I'm looking at Josh Quinlan a little bit in this. Obviously, there's some question marks in this fight, and he could get, he could get caught by something. But my issue is Jason Witt has just not. I mean, he's gone against some okay people. I'll give you that. Like Semi, Bryan Barberena, Philip Rowe.
I can't even count the semi fight because that fight lasted.
Literally, he got knocked out and
hit with one jab.
Hit with 16 seconds in the fight.
Got knocked out.
So, I don't think his chin is there. I think the Maverick could potentially find it. He looks like he has the physicality. Let me see. Witt has a 70-inch. Quinlan has a 72. He's 6 foot. Witt is 5'10". Not much, but give me Quinlan here. I think I like him. I like him in this fight. I like the matchup.
Is he the younger fighter?
I think he is. Let me see. Witt is 35. Quinlan is 29.
He's got to be younger than that. Yeah.
I like Quinlan in this.
Okay. Yeah, as I just said, obviously I have Quinlan in that parlay that I have. But the only reason that I really feel confident in Quinlan here is because, first of all, if you're going to be making your debut, the best place to do it is inside the Apex where you can hear your coaches. and against an opponent like Josh or Jason Witt. Like that is just it's an ideal debut that you have in the UFC when you could go up against a lot worse. Jason Witt does scare me because it all comes down to can he stop the takedown? Because if he can stop the takedown, then Jason Witt is going to pose no threat to you on the feet. So, and like you said, he's a good striker. He lands a lot of strikes. It's as good. The thing that I'm going to be concerned about during the fight is his gas tank and the takedown defense. If those two things hold up, I'm taking Quinlan by knockout because I just don't think Witt has a chin anymore, and he goes down pretty easily once he gets hit with a big shot. So I'm going to take Quinlan here. Probably I might lay a knockout prop on that as well, but Witt by decision I also don't think would be bad because if he does start landing those takedowns, that could really wear out his gas tank. And that's my only concern with that.
Yeah.
So I think it's good though. I think it's a good bet on Quinlan. Like I said, Witt has not really shown me much of a chin as of late, so I'm gonna take the striker here.
I like that.
All right, you want to go on this one since it's your boy?
You start this off.
Start this off. All right. So we got Bryan Battle versus Takashi Sato. I'm gonna like Bryan to keep his win streak rolling. Like I think Bryan has all the tools to beat Sato. I think Sato is just honestly, if I could give him like a comparison, he's a worse maybe Bryan Battle with not as wild. Like he's pretty well rounded everywhere. He's not great at anything. He has some power in his hands, but he doesn't have a lot of volume. And I think Bryan's going to have the teep kicks. I think Bryan's going to have the leg kicks. I think Bryan's going to have the hand speed. I think he's going to have the craftiness with his BJJ. And, all those rolled in together, I think that beats Sato. Just because Sato, like I said, he doesn't do anything overly special. The only thing that I can think of where Bryan loses this fight is if Bryan puts himself in a bad situation with leaving his head out or something and Sato can get his neck and guillotine him. Or that he just gets clipped. Those are the only two reasons I really think of why Battle would lose this fight.
Yeah, man. I can see that. I'm just getting caught by something or just getting slipping and I see that. But I'm gonna keep it straightforward on this fight, and I'm not gonna make it long. I think Bryan Battle is one of my locks on this card. I think it's a pretty straightforward fight.
I mean, he just does everything better than what
so much better.
Does.
Yeah,
like Sato doesn't do anything better
than Bryan. Like he has all the skill. I think all Bryan has to do in this fight to win is grapple him. If he grapples Sato, I feel like he's going to overwhelm him and eventually maybe sub him. But even if he doesn't, Bryan has all the skill to just keep him busy with the grappling and or strike with him if he wanted to, and just be careful and watch and use his range.
He just needs to not overextend and put himself into dangerous situations. And this should be a win.
But I want him to grapple.
If he just fights, if he
grapples, I feel like it's almost. I
would like to see him
for Bryan in this fight. Potentially a prop by sub.
I think these odds. Yeah, I like that. I think these odds are honestly pretty good at where he's at.
Yeah.
I think, what was he, minus 240?
260 in my book. Because if they were less, or if they were in the hundreds, I'd lay the house on them. So.
I checked yesterday, so he moved up. 275 in my book.
Yeah. He's going to be probably 300 by fight day, maybe. Yeah.
By a fight night. Maybe under 2.5 is plus money, man.
I like that.
I could possibly go down.
He's beatable.
Possibly go down. All right, so we're in agreement on that.
Moving on. Your boy.
Another good one. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous, bro.
We got Terrance McKinney, ladies and gentlemen, at minus 1,000 on my book. And we have Erick Gonzalez at plus 596. So we got T-Rex going against Erick. Honestly, that's just that's way too much.
That's too much. It's too much. I think Terrance is going to win, but it's way too much. This is a gambling podcast. I have to be real. I love Terrance.
The Ghost Pepper.
I love Terrance, but come on now, like
who lost to Jim Miller, who's a good fighter, I think, in my eyes, on his debut. I think Terrance is very good. But my issue with Terrance is that, which is what shocks me about these odds, I feel like he doesn't really have that cardio. I feel like if he gets dragged...
Well, he did take that fight on short notice. He did take that fight.
But it's a question mark. It's a question mark right now because nobody is like taking.
It is a question mark because he doesn't
fight. Like,
he had. Well, that was still in the first round.
Well, yeah.
That when he gassed out was still in the first round, and you're like you said, no, he's knocked out so many people.
Yeah, he hasn't gone past that.
He hasn't had a tough fight yet where it's back and forth. He hasn't had a tough fight yet. He's dropped somebody and finished them, or he's gotten dropped and gotten finished.
So, do I think Terrance should win this fight? Yes. I think he should catch this guy, maybe, in him. But am I betting this at all? No. I'm not touching this fight. I don't want to touch any part of it. Because, like I said, if it goes over, and I think this is a potential live odd chance to bet, I think you should look at the Ghost Pepper. I think the Ghost Pepper could potentially, show his IQ and his skill. But I'm going to go with Terrance McKinney here. For now, I'm not touching it. It's just, I'm in shock right now, though. That is that much, I think Terrance is beatable.
That's Hamzat versus
It's a hype bet, and Vegas is charging people for it. So that's all I'm with.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. On that. Like, Terrance is way too much to bet on. But I'm going to hammer this. I know this is probably not going to be too much, probably. Terrance by knockout. Probably is going to be hanging around minus 125, 150. I'm probably going to throw a 30 on that because that's just a knockout at any point of the fight. And this dude got knocked out by Jim Miller. Who do you think's got more power in his hands, Terrance or Jim Miller? Exactly. So, if this dude can get knocked out, I just don't know when. You're right. If this fight goes into the third round, I will be scared for Terrance if it goes into the third round. But if it makes it, I don't think it makes it out of 2 if Terrance is actually winning the fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it makes it out of 2. That over 1.5 is kind of sketchy. But I like Terrance by knockout at any point here. So, I'm going to make that bet. But like I said, way too much.
Way
hype
too much.
Bet. It's a hype
I'm not
bet.
touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I'm not touching
I'm not even
that
going to look at
at all.
I'm going to just watch the fight.
All right, so who we got next?
Next up, we got...
You ain't gonna touch that Terrance by knockout?
He got to prove it to me. I'm done with these hype trains. I'm done with all this shit.
He fought Drew Dober.
It's not a bad loss, but man,
and he almost finished Drew Dober.
Like I said, if I get proven wrong, I will be. If he shows me something Saturday, I promise you, I will be on Terrance. I won't question him. I just need him to show me something. That's it. I'm not going to expect
that under 1.5 is minus 240.
That's live, but what if Terrance doesn't finish him?
That's ridiculous.
What if Terrance doesn't finish him? And then it gets sketchy as hell.
I'm not saying to take the under 1.5. I'm saying to take Terrance by knockout. They're just saying this fight is not going outside the first round.
Well, yeah. But yeah.
So
next up,
like I said, that's the only thing I'm touching with a 10-foot pole is that Terrance by knockout prop.
More props to you. I know that's your boy, so I'm not going to take it. You've been on Terrance since the beginning, so.
Yeah. Yeah, he's wild. All right, who's the next fight we got?
We got Michal Oleksiejczuk versus Sam Alvey. It's a great fight.
Now, this one, I'm not sure if it's too much because Sam Alvey has lost his last 8 fights. Michal's good, and he's not even as much as Terrance.
I'm not. Yeah.
Now he's minus 700. I'm still not betting on it, but I don't like the under either. I might take Michal by knockout.
He could do it, honestly. Sam could make it competitive, and he could take it to decision, but.
That over 1.5, I think, is live. I think Smiling Sam definitely.
He did pretty okay in his last fight to make it competitive. He didn't win, but.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't win, but he made it
I don't like this that much. I'm gonna be real with you, but for the sake of my numbers, my record, I'm gonna take Michal, and I'm gonna just take him to win by. I'm not gonna say knockout. I'm gonna just
please don't take Sam Alvey for the set.
Just the
I
one
would've
win.
Disgusted if you would have said for the sake of your record, I'm gonna take Sam Alvey. Like, oh my god.
I'm not touching.
Record,
I'm not touching
gaining.
Sam. He got definitely prove it if you want anything to do with my money. Yeah, I'm taking Michal. I'm not thinking about it. Should prove it, Sam.
Yeah, like I said, this I'm not sure if it's really overhyped or not, because how many has Sam Alvey lost in a row? I know it's a lot.
I'll tell you the exact number.
Like 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 losses in a row. And now they're putting him up against another savage.
I really don't even understand how he's in the UFC, honestly. But hey,
I don't know either. Yeah. But fuck it. I mean, I like him. I like the guy.
Make your money, bro.
So make his money if he wants to continue fighting. Do that. I hope he just doesn't take too much damage at one
Eventually,
point.
He's 36, so hey, he almost there to the end.
That's what I'm saying. He got to retire soon. This could be his last fight. You never know. This could be his last fight. Yeah, but I'm going to take the over 1.5 in this fight. Like, for my best feeling in this is over 1.5, and then Michal by knockout. For the sake of the record, like Stacey said, I'm going to take Michal. I just cannot take a fighter that's lost 7 straight fights and is now 36.
It would not be smart.
Cannot do that. That would not be smart betting-wise, and that's why I say these odds are honestly more reasonable than the Terrance odds. I would rather take this guy at minus 600 than I would ever take Terrance at 1,000. And I like Terrance way more. But, yeah, so I can't. I like Sam, but it's not a good bet. Nothing. For me, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, when we look at these bets, this bet, do you really put Anthony Smith last week at the same level as Sam Alvey for a chance to win a fight? No, like you don't. Or do you put Erick Gonzalez as a worse chance than Anthony Smith to win the fight? No, no, you don't. And it's just like, so I see what you mean when you like get into the fight and you just say the odds go out the window. Like when you see them land the first fight, you're just like, this don't matter at all, man. Does not matter at all. So you really just got to look for value in your fighter. That's what you got.
100%.
All right, that was the last one of the prelims.
Nice. This is the main card.
So, yeah. So
another women's.
This is good. This girl fight. I'm actually kind of excited.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup.
You know why? Just because they're both two Brazilian women and like they have such like a fighter, like a warrior culture over there. Like those women are gonna go at it, man. Like those Brazilian girls are just savages.
They'll fight to the death.
So you go ahead with the
sure.
If you want.
All right, so we got another sketchy women's fight up here. Offhand, before I even look at the odds or anything, I'm not that I let the odds like push me in any way, but I like Ariane.
Well, you got
you got to look at the odds. Exactly.
You have to,
because they know something and you can base something off of that. So I like Ariane though, based off without looking at him, and looking at him now, it looks like Ariane is a minus 181 in my book, and Zombie Girl is a plus 147.
I think that's a good price. I think that's a good price. Ariana's a queen of violence.
I think she's better than Zombie Girl. I think she has more in her arsenal.
I think she is too.
I think Zombie Girl is like a zombie. She's durable. She can take a lot of hits. She can take a lot of damage. She's going to keep grinding you throughout the fight. But Lipski could. I'm not going to say she's going to finish this, but she could. She has the ability to finish fights. And she went against Mandy Bohm her last fight, I think. And yeah, I'm not saying Bohm is some like good person, but I think that Lipski has proven herself against at least mediocre people in the UFC. Yeah, and these are two mediocre people, I feel like, in a way, because I'm not going to trust Ariane against like top-level women at all, or even mid-level that much. Give me Ariane here to win based off of her jiu-jitsu.
Ariane is a little cutie as well.
Yeah.
So that kind of scares me in a way.
She's a baddie. Some of those baddies are like dangerous though. Like they're super dangerous. So
they are.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna take Brazilian Queen of Violence here to make it violent and hopefully maybe get a finish. But I'm not going to base it off that. I'm going to just base it off of her winning the fight.
Yeah, so both of these women, I think they're finishers. Like I said, these Brazilian women are savage. They're either like kill or be killed. So that's why the over is like what? I think it was pretty close for a women's fight.
2.5 minus 170.
Yeah, like that's for a women's fight, minus 170 for 2.5. I thought that was insane. So I'm expecting someone to get finished here. I think Lipski's the more experienced UFC fighter, and that's why this girl is going to want to show out and try to make a name. Lipski's had some bad losses. She got knocked out by Antonina Shevchenko. But, I mean, she's also had some pretty decent wins. I mean, she's beaten Mandy Bohm, like you said. She's a pretty experienced striker. She actually took Molly McCann to decision. So that is something to at least hang your hat on, to say, like, you can stand with this girl for 3 rounds, who's becoming one of the stars of the women's divisions right now. But yeah, I'm going to take, like, I think this fight is almost 50-50. I'm going to lean a little bit toward Lipski because of the experience side of it, and, like, the fact that I think she knows how to finish people in more ways than one, which this other girl, I think she's kind of, I don't think she uses her jiu-jitsu as much as she should. She's not really a jiu-jitsu fighter. She fought Jillian Robertson, and when she got to the ground, she looked like she was completely outmatched there. And Jillian's really good at jiu-jitsu, but, like, when both fighters are jiu-jitsu fighters, you can see some roles. Jillian just looked like she dominated her. I think Lipski has the better ground game a little bit. I'm going to go like 55-45 on the, like, percentage-wise, leaning Lipski. So I think it's good odds to take her at what? It's like 180, minus 180. So I think you're right in that it's a good pick to take a stab at Lipski here. I like her. I might take her by sub, honestly, because I think Lipski's gonna understand that this girl doesn't really like the ground. But other than that, I kind of just like Lipski money line. Maybe the over, because the decision is kind of always hot in a women's fight, and that 170 is kind of tempting. So, but that's all I got. That's all I got for that fight. If you want to add anything else.
I'm ready to move on. I think you said everything.
Cool.
Next up, we got heavyweight bout. Sergey, the polar bear, Spivak versus Augusto Sakai. I guess honestly, I'm not overthinking this. These are one of the fights I don't overthink. I try not to overthink. I like the polar bear as a fighter. I think he's a pretty solid fighter. He packs a punch. He has pretty good boxing. He knows how to knock you out. He's dangerous everywhere. He knocked out Greg Hardy that last fight. Not that Greg Hardy's a challenge, but Greg is a heavy hitter. You know, he will knock somebody out. Sakai is coming off 3 losses.
Well, and Sergey had the massive weight disadvantage.
He did.
I'm pretty sure Spivak came in at like 235 or 240.
Greg was like 260.
Greg Hardy was weighing like 260. Yeah, 265, like barely making weight. But
Sakai coming off 3 losses. I mean, you know, he's an okay fighter, honestly. I think his last win, I remember that it was against Blagoy in 2020. I don't think he does well against heavy hitters, and I think the polar bear might end up finding his chin here. Give me the polar bear to win potentially by knockout in late round 1, maybe round 2. I just think he's too big. Boxing is too good. He's going to pressure Sakai, end up finding the jaw.
Yeah, I think for those reasons, like you said, I think the polar bear gets the win right now. Obviously, we're all subject to change our picks during the week, but the polar bear, I think what makes the difference in this fight is Sakai for his striking. He likes to load up and look for that one shot to touch your chin, and then maybe follow up with a blitz afterwards and knock you out with his power, because Sakai does have power. Yeah. Sakai can put your lights out. But I think the polar bear is just a nasty fighter. Like, he likes to make fights uncomfortable and nasty. Like, no one really would have thought against that Greg Hardy fight. The polar bear shot for a takedown, took his back, and started beating the crap out of him on the ground and knocked him out on the ground. So I just think, like you said, his striking's better. The pressure is going to be better. And he's going to make it uncomfortable for Sakai. He's not going to let Sakai sit back and find his jaw. His head movement, I think, will be better, and he'll mix it up to his body, to his head, maybe look for a takedown in there. So I'm gonna take the polar bear. I'm gonna take Sergey, possibly, like you said, by knockout. I like the round 1 knockout here, though. I think he puts too much pressure on him from like opening jump.
The under's 2.5
to feel him out, because I don't think
surprisingly. Yeah,
that's wild for a heavyweight.
It is minus 180, but yeah.
That's a lot. Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer that. So, yeah, same thing as you. Like I said, just I think the pressure in the boxing will be too much. And he's, like I said, just a nasty fighter. Nasty fighter and likes to make things dirty.
I agree.
All right, so this one we got
tough
these
fighters.
Are the tough fighters. We got Brogan Walker versus Juliana Miller. So, what do you think?
Honestly, bro,
I think these are coin flips, bro. I think both.
From what I've seen,
coin flips.
I think I've seen both these girls fight. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I watched probably half of the Ultimate Fighter. I didn't finish it. I'm gonna be real with you. I want to. I will. Yeah.
Before it got
just
so disgusting.
But
I watched every fighter fight one time, and then I stopped watching.
I think that they're both very crafty women. I like Juliana. She's more of a jiu-jitsu fighter. Juliana Killer. She showed in her fights. I think her last win was a Kimura, which is pretty neat. Got a decision before that. That's the fight I saw was against Claire. She just pointed her. She did what she needed to on the ground. She was just more crafty. She knew what she was doing now. She's more comfortable. I think Brogan is more of the well-rounded. Brogan the Bear Walker. She's more of a well-rounded fighter in my eyes. She has that submission ability, but she's more of a decision fighter. I've noticed she just does what she needs to do to, win the fight. I see a picture of her at Tiger Muay Thai. I don't think that's where she... No, she's fighting out of purebred BJJ in Guam. So, and she's from Guam. That's pretty interesting.
I don't know how many people from
Guam. Yeah, that's the first. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna take a stab with. I think Brogan might get the job done here. I think Juliana looks better on paper because she has more of that jiu-jitsu flair to her and jiu-jitsu ability. But I think Brogan is definitely the more well-rounded, more probably going to be the better striker. Probably going to do enough in the wrestling category to win. Give me Brogan here and taking a stab at the slight underdog. This is definitely going over in my eyes. I think Brogan's going to win by decision.
I don't know about the over because if Miller wins, I don't think.
She would potentially get subbed. Yeah,
you might submit her.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna go with Miller here. Not highly confident in it. What's the one thing I tell you about women's fighters that I like to look for when I look at women?
Yeah.
That finishing rate and like looking to finish fights. And when you do stuff like do a Kimura, you are actively looking to finish fights regardless. Like you're not just sitting there. Kimura is like it's not a submission that openly presents itself like a guillotine. Really, you kind of got to work to get that submission. So I'm gonna take Miller here. I think you kind of nailed it with it. She looked really comfortable on the ground. Best spot to have your UFC debut in the Apex where you can hear your coaches. The Pooh Bear won last tough, so I don't think another bear is gonna win this tough. I just don't think two bears win it back to back.
Pooh Bear and the Bear.
What's her nickname? Yeah.
Brogan the Bear.
Or whatever her nickname is. So, Yeah, so Pooh Bear won last time. I think Juliana Miller wins it this time. I hope it's a good fight, so both of them earn contracts. Like that's the only thing you can really hope for. Like that's good.
Yeah.
Like Trayshawn and Bryan, where like you just hopefully both earn contracts. Trayshawn's kind of disappointing me, to be honest.
Let's not even bring him up. Yeah, don't bring that energy.
Don't want to bring that back up.
Like,
bring that back up.
We do not need that energy in this episode. No, like,
I do not need that energy in here. But yeah, so I'm gonna take Juliana Miller in the first. So just might do a sub prop, but probably just gonna sit back and enjoy these fights because they're 50-50. I might honestly do something for Usman's brother just because I like Usman so much, but. I don't know. This season of Tough was disappointing. Dana needs to give the Tough.
Definitely.
Tough,
and get him high. Yeah.
Contender series, because that was ridiculous. We need to have more Tonys and we need to have more Nates in the.
I agree.
House.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. It might be wild. It might not go exactly as planned, but it's going to be entertaining.
Sure.
So that's for damn sure. All right, go ahead with that because This is just disgusting.
Moving on. We got another tough fight. We got Zach Pauga versus the Ripper.
The Ripper.
Versus Mohammed.
The Ripper. Was anybody the Ripper on the Tough, Stacy? Was anybody the Ripper?
No, it was the Ripper on Tough, no. But, Zach, he seems like he knows how to knock people out. I think I remember watching him against, I think he fought, the Nile fight. Yeah, he's just that big. He's fighting at an elevation. He's just that big, just throws punches type of guy. He's just that big clobber, pretty much. Zach's going to look to knock you out. He knocked out a really wild dude, that Jordan Heiderman dude. But Jordan, he's a wild fighter himself. He either finishes or gets finished. Like, look.
He makes him.
I don't even know how this is possible, but I'm looking at this. He won by an illegal soccer kick in round 1. How do you win by an illegal soccer kick? Is that just what it's called on here? Maybe I don't know. Either way,
because if they're downed,
like, is it legal in LFA and they just fucked up on the site? I don't know, but
it's legal in UFC if it's to the body, isn't it?
But not. Yeah.
So if that's how he stopped him, maybe I don't know. I don't know how it's possible, like you said.
Either way,
regardless,
I think I don't know if I'm gonna touch this fight. I'm gonna be real with you guys, but you can call me taking the hype train. I'm gonna take Mohammed Usman. I just think none of these people are proven. I don't think any of these people are proven in this. In this.
James is just going to comment under this
hype
video.
train. I already know he is, but actually I think James might be on this. But I honestly, I just think Mohammed, he has enough as a fight. Stop, please.
I kind of want to pull James off.
Hey, we might have him Friday. We might need him on Friday. He's going to go off.
Tough, and just get him to see how disgusting this was.
Look, man.
Go ahead.
I just think Mohammed Usman is just he has that fight. He knows how to fight. His brother. No, I'm here. He knows how to fight. His brother is a champion. Not that he's anything like his brother, but honestly, I just think Mohammed, all he has to do is lay on this dude and grapple, or like even just strike him and stay on the outside, and he can outstrike this dude. No reason this dude should be a minus 240 just because he knows how to knock somebody out. Give me Mohammed Usman for the underdog here. It may mess up my record, but hey, if I'm right, it's a good. I think he's a live underdog. I really do.
All right, so yeah, I like everything you just said. Usman, I think. As soon as I saw him on the Ultimate Fighter, like obviously he's Kamaru's brother, but his story was just so
with his son
sad.
and shit.
Like, losing his kid and everything. Yeah, like he that dude knows pain. That dude knows pain, and I'll just say this. I'll say a big advantage to Usman is probably going to be having his brother with him, because on Tough he wasn't allowed to have Usman corner him. You know what I'm saying? Because like they couldn't have that get out, and everything was recorded to the stuff. So having a full camp and being out of that, and like letting Kamaru know, like, hey, I'm about to be on the Ultimate Fighter finale, like fighting in the Apex. I think he probably got a really good camp then, to be real. Like, I think he probably had some of the best coaches around him possible.
Especially if Usman's helping him.
And
Usman's
like you said,
just training some wrestling and shit
like
with him.
Yeah, and you don't think he is.
He wants his brother to get in the UFC.
Like, bro, it's his brother. That's his brother. Yeah, that's his brother. And Usman has a fight coming up, too, so I'm sure Mohammed's helping Usman prepare
3 weeks.
For Leon, even just wrestling. So, like I said, so I just think Usman probably has had the better camp with the better coaches. And like you said, because this dude knows how to knock somebody out, he should not be a minus 260 favorite. Like, that just doesn't... Just because you know how to do that doesn't get it. Because
it's all about
Mohammed can knock him out.
matchups, in my eyes. You know, if Mohammed make it boring with him, and he'll fucking do it. He'd not get knocked out. He'd just hold him and just fucking be like, no, you're not knocking me out.
He'll do what Usman did in his career.
He literally grinded his way to the top by out wrestling, out grappling.
Yeah, he grinded. Yeah, and did not really put on striking
until later.
Where we saw Usman striking evolve until
he evolved
Colby,
later
until we saw him fight Colby the first time. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take Mohammed Usman here also. They can call us hype trains or whatever they want, but I just don't.
If we're right, they won't.
I don't think Zach's got. I just don't think Zach's got the coaches around him and the camp around him that Usman does.
I like that.
All right, so now we got some good fights. We got Vicente Luque versus Jeff Neal. This is gonna be a banger. This is gonna be a banger. You want to start off with this?
I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I like Jeff Neal. Like maybe a year or two ago, I thought he was very, very good. I thought he was gonna be something. I don't know now. I don't know if Jeff has that specialness that I thought he had. You got Hands of Steel, who you thought, he's the boxer. He shows his hands, he knocks you down, he puts you out. That's what he tries to do. Vicente Luque, the up and comer, the silent assassin. He's coming off a loss to Bilal Muhammad, where he basically, if I'm not correct, just got I think he got grappled in that fight. But then,
how else
exactly. He just makes it boring and upsets. But you got Luque in 2021 coming off 2 Darce chokes. Yes, to Tyron Woodley and Michael Chiesa, but that's very good. I think Luque is more talented than Steele. I think he has more in his game. I also think he may be a little more durable than Hands of Steel. Maybe if Steele gets a new his camp reworks his whole mentality, has a new game plan for him, he may be able to do something here. But I just don't see him beating Luque. I see Luque maybe putting his game plan on Steele, and maybe laying some body kicks, maybe going to the body with punches and switching it up with the head strikes to the boxing to the head. I just think Luque just has too much in his arsenal. I just think he's too durable. I don't think Neal has the chin. Give me Vicente Luque here on the potentially a finish. I don't think it's going all 3 rounds. Potentially, but give me Luque.
Yeah, I was gonna say safe bet. Safe bet for me probably is Luque straight. I just think Luque has, like you were saying, all the tools to beat Neal. I think he's smarter. He has a high enough IQ to avoid the hands. Neal's only path here is if he catches Luque.
Yeah.
If he catches Luque on the jaw, it's his only path. And obviously he's going to hit Luque, but I think Luque is durable enough to not.
It's not how you beat Luque.
Like a heavy shot.
You beat Luque like Bilal did. You know what I'm saying? Make it boring.
Yeah, and so I think Luque is going to piece him up. He's going to have the high IQ to stay away from the power. And I don't know. He possibly could shoot on Neal and use his ground game on Neal because, Luque does have some pretty slick ground game. I don't know, though. I think he's going to keep it stand. I think he's going to finish Neal probably round 2. if I had to guess. So I'm gonna take. I like the under. I like the under a lot on this fight.
It's
2.5,
not up on my
isn't
book
it?
right now, but I think it might be.
Okay. Let me see if it's up on mine.
I don't know why it's not up. I guess they might be changing it or something.
No, it's 1. So 1.5 now. So maybe the over. Maybe the over on that. Maybe late round 2 knockout. But I mean, unless Neil like his mentality, because Neil's mentality has been like, I'm not gonna be as aggressive as I should be, and that's what's kind of been messing him up. And if he changes that, it's probably gonna go under. If not, I think Luque pieces him up until late round 2 or 3 and knocks him out. So I got Luque regardless. But if Neil comes out, he does have a better chance to end it in round 1. Neil could. He does
100%.
have hands of steel.
All right.
That's it. That's it for the co-main.
The main event of the
main
evening.
event.
We have. All right. We got
Go ahead.
Jamal Hill, Sweet Dreams, versus Thiago La Mareta, the Hammer, Santos. Thiago has fought the greats. He's fought the best in the UFC. Well, some of the best. I'm not gonna say. He definitely fought probably the GOAT. Yeah, he probably fought the GOAT of UFC ever. I mean, I'll give you that. But I mean, both his knees, like, oh my god. He just came off of a fight with Mohammed, which is huge. Beat Johnny Walker. Lost to Rakic.
So did Jamal.
So did Jamal. He lost to Rakic. Lost to Glover. Lost to John. Beat Jan. He's fought the greats. He's fought a lot of good people in his division. Honestly, I think Jamal Hill, the one reason that he is able to beat his opponents is that he uses his range and he uses his striking. Jamal has a 79-inch reach, and Santos has a 76. Not that big, but he still has an advantage. Santos will need to lay kicks down on Sweet Dreams. He's going to make Sweet Dreams not want to come close. I feel like that's his best path to victory. But if Sweet Dreams keeps it technical, and I feel like if Sweet Dreams does his own leg kicks, stays long on him, jabs and strikes with him, I feel like he'll eventually find the finisher on Thiago and just wear him down. Sweet Dreams is probably one of the best strikers coming up right now in light heavyweight, and I think whoever wins this fight is probably going to get Glover. And I think it's Sweet Dreams' time to come. I think he's 31. He's ready to show his. He's ready. He's in his peak. I think right now. His last loss was to the Bear Jew, where he knew the mistake he made, where he went into the guard. He shouldn't have went into the guard.
Everyone can fall victim to that. Everyone can fall victim to that triangle. Anybody in the UFC.
And he went into the guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows. He learned from it. I'm happy he did that early instead of later. Give me Sweet Dreams, potentially by knockout here. I'm not going to get overzealous, but that's what I'm going to take right now.
So, I like that for the record. I'm going to say something about it. Like, I think Jamal is going to win. I think he can win. I don't agree with the line.
Yeah, the line is heavy. I didn't even get to that. Like minus 300 on my.
I mean, if you think about it, like you said, this is going to be Jamal's first, I'd say, real test. Like, he messed up.
Hardest test that he's fought.
But this hardest test by far he's fought, and if I'm not mistaken, this is also going to be Jamal's first 5-round fight. So that I give a giant. That's a huge advantage to
huge,
Thiago.
Yeah.
Just you fighting 5 rounds multiple times. I think Thiago honestly makes us a little closer than it should be. Like I said, I think Jamal wins, but I like the over on this fight. I think Thiago is smart enough to understand that he's fought these long fighters before, like John and stuff, and he got destroyed with leg kicks. But I don't think Jamal Hill is a leg kick kind of fighter, where he's going to tear apart your legs. He's going to use his hands and box you up, whether that be to the body or to the head. So, I mean, I think the over is honestly the play here, because I just think it's not going to end in a finish unless Jamal comes out super aggressive, which if Jamal has high IQ, I don't think he will because he'll use a round or two to feel it out in the 5-round fight, especially since it's his first one where you can throw away a round almost. But yeah, I just don't like how big the line is on this, just since it's Jamal's first 5-round fight. Thiago is really good. He has the power to knock you out, and like he's beaten some good people, and like I just he's not a minus 300. I like Jamal Hill, but he's not a minus 300 favorite. In terms of the betting podcast, I feel like we probably should say that, just that he's not.
Oh yeah, he's not that much
right now. I like him as a fighter, and I think he's gonna win, but. It could be one of those fights where you take Jamal Hill minus 300 and Thiago lands one shot and you're like, shit, this is not a minus 300 fight because this could go more. But yeah, I think we're both on that. Overall, not much like in terms like that. That would honestly surprise me if the winner of this fight gets Glover. I think Glover is still competing for that number 1 spot. Like, I don't think either of these guys. I think Jamal will probably get one more fight if he wins, and then he'll be ready for that top contender spot. Because what is Jamal right now? 8?
No, he's
9?
11 fighting for 9.
No, he's 11 fighting for 9. So yeah, after this fight, he's gonna fight one more guy.
I mean, all he can fight
probably
he can fight. 5. He can't fight Smith. Probably not Reyes. Because he's not good anywhere.
I would like to see that fight.
And then you got Magomed Ankalaev, Jan Blachowicz, then Glover.
I bet you he fights Jan.
Yeah, I can see him fighting Jan.
I bet you he fights Jan. I bet you he fights Jan or Ankalaev.
That'd be a good fight. That'd be a hard fight right there to Ankalaev. He's probably next up to get
I think that would
belt,
be
honestly.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 fights to make Jan or Ankalaev. Or Ankalaev might fight Glover.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah, not much shifting. Like, literally, other than crowning the 2 tough champions, there's not much that shifts for the entirety of, like, the landscape of the UFC. There's not much division movement. There's not much prospects getting up. Nothing, really.
Yeah, man.
So, we'll be back Friday. I don't know what time the video will be out yet, but we'll be here Friday. And, Stacey, you got anything?
I don't have anything to say. Like and subscribe, and we appreciate the love and support. We'll see you guys Friday.
Peace.